Hello everyone, welcome to Lock Outdoors. Today I am going to continue on with the build challenge that I was given from one of my subscribers on YouTube. Before I go any further, I want to ask everyone to make sure that you smash the like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Also hit the notification button, wherever that is on this thing. Any of those little small things help my channel a lot. It helps me, a beginning YouTuber, get noticed and my content to be shared around. So please make sure that you hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, for everyone on Instagram, visit me on Instagram. You can look for me, Lock Outdoors. Now, the build challenge. I was challenged, to build a subground cellar. Now, this is a very simple design that the Aboriginal people, the indigenous people of Newfoundland, used to build when they were here. It's a very simple design. It's a dug hole, it's a pit in the ground, and at the time they would use birch bark to line the hole. And once the hole is lined, they would build a lid, and that lid was also birch barked, and then that would be covered up with natural elements to blend it in. This dug hole acted as a cellar. The birch bark acted as a waterproofer, and they were able to store things into these holes, into these cellars, to keep food from spoiling as fast as it could. Now, I don't have an abundance of birch bark where I am, so I'm using old bits of plastic that I used from my original lean-to that I had built here a few months ago. So remember, stay tuned, watch the show, leave a like, leave a comment. Thanks for watching Lock Outdoors. Let's get building. Okay, so today I'm going to try my hand at that build challenge that I was issued from one of my subscribers on YouTube. And that is to build a below ground cellar. So I'm going to build a small one, nothing too big, just to show you the principle on how it works. So the very first thing we need to do is find a good open spot for it. You want to stay away from trees or larger trees because they have roots that grow in all directions. So there's nothing worse than thinking that you found a good spot to dig and you only dig down a few inches and you strike a big root system. So you want to try to find depressions in a smaller clearing. And once you do that, it's just a matter of digging. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to build my cellar right here. I think the root system around here is fairly clear. There is a fairly deep depression. There's trees all around, obviously, but I suspect that I can get down a few feet here without having to worry too much about big old roots. And if I do encounter roots, I'll use the axe to chop them out. So let's get digging. Now I'm going to save that piece of turf for part of the top of the cellar. Definitely going to have to sharpen the axe after this. All right. So I bought this little camp shovel, figured it'd be a cheap thing to use. I can get a couple of uses out of it. Not so much. So it just reinforces my theory that if you're going to buy gear, buy good quality stuff. It doesn't always have to be, quality doesn't have to be cheap. But if you are picking up cheap stuff, make sure it's of decent quality. Not this garbage. Well, I did learn one thing. Roughly a foot down, below all this vegetation, there's a fair amount of clay. So if that's the case, I may be able to get a little bit of clay later on to fix up that fireplace that I've been working on. Who gave me this build again? All right. I'm not digging any deeper. So that hole is roughly maybe just a little over a foot deep. About 1.5 feet long and about 1 foot wide. I'm going to put some frames in now, and then I'll do the inner lining. All right, so now that I got the bag in, the liner, and the outer frame done, now I'm going to make the lid. The lid's really simple. I'm just going to make a square frame. I'm going to put a little bit of plastic over the top of that, and then on top of that, I'm going to put that sod that we cut off just to cover everything up. So the knot that I'm using is an arbor knot. Very simple. I'm not trying to, make multiple lashings. I only have a little bit of cordage left, as you can see, a little small bit left on that. So I'm trying to make the most of it. So I'm just using arbor knots to make quick zip ties. And an arbor knot is very simple. You got your string. You're going to make a single overhand knot, a granny knot like that. See that? And now you're going to make another one at the very end. But you're going to pull that one a little tight. You're going to leave this one loose. Now, you're going to take the long end and you're going to slide it up through that first knot that you made, creating a loop. And that's it. That's all is to it. So now I'm going to lay it up over top. and cinch it in. And there is my below ground cellar. I put a ring of stones around it just so I can not forget that it's there. But that I can put some small things in there if I want to keep things cool. But that's how you build a below ground outdoor cellar.